welcome back to Top 5. As you're here with the fellas, we're here on a gloomy Tuesday afternoon when we're recording. Today we are at the height of WrestleMania season, only a few weeks left to the big event. So last week's is favorite. It was WrestleMania entrances, and some really good top 5 from the fellas. What about the comments, boys? So what are the comments saying?
Insert comments.
Insert comments here.
Hey everyone, it's that time again. Your top 5 comments, and obviously, like I said last week, because we're doing them in advance, this is just me on my own reading out the comments and giving my thoughts on your top 5s. As Ted's just said in the video, it was WrestleMania entrances last week, and we had some great ones from us. And I've looked over your comments and some great comments from you as well. Some that are just it's a plethora. Is that the word? A lot of entrances from all over the WrestleManias rather than just one bunch. So we'll start with Desert Man. I'll thank you for the comments as well. I always love reading your comments. Carry on putting the comments in the top 5s. Matt V, John V, Ted in the main event. Keep popping them on there. We love them. We read them all. And we reply to some of them as well. Desert Man, our mod, has put on his top 5 of Triple H at WrestleMania 31 with Arnie. Shinsuke Nakamura at WrestleMania 34. WrestleMania 19, Undertaker. Triple H, WrestleMania 17. WrestleMania 21. He's also said honorable mention for Randy Orton at WrestleMania 30. That's when Rev Theory sang him out. So, a great top 5 there. Mr. Green, Hulk Hogan and Mr. T at WrestleMania 1. Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3. Rhythm and Blues at WrestleMania 6. Randy Savage at WrestleMania 8. And Randy Savage and Bobby Heenan at WrestleMania 9. Mr. Green, once again, going old school, love it. I do think when we do these lists, the older WrestleMania do get missed because we're all just focused on what's just happened kind of thing. So it's nice to see that someone is thinking in the golden era rather than just the attitude, ruthless aggression, and so on. Top row, Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13, The Undertaker at WrestleMania 14, Undertaker at WrestleMania 20, The Fiend at WrestleMania 37, Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 12. That one up and down all years, love it. Asian Nightmare, JBL at WrestleMania 21, Ric Flair WrestleMania 24, Kane WrestleMania 21, John Cena WrestleMania 25. Edit that bit out. And Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25 as well. All Elite Wrestling Fella, John Cena WrestleMania 36, Finn Balor WrestleMania 35. Don't remember that one. WrestleMania 35 against Bobby Lashley. Was it the Demon? Don't remember that one. Dom Mysterio WrestleMania 39. Underrated, that one for me. I really like that one. Seth Rollins 33. Yes. And Bray Wyatt WrestleMania 30. Bray Wyatt WrestleMania 30, definitely. I'll have to go back and watch the Finn Balor one for 35. I can't remember if he was the Demon or whether he was just himself. Heel Jack. Rusev WrestleMania 31, where him and Lana made a video in the tank. The Hardy Boys WrestleMania 33. Cody Rhodes WrestleMania 38. Edge WrestleMania 38. What was Edge's at WrestleMania 38? I remember it's 39. I remember it's 39 because was it 39? I can't remember. CM Punk WrestleMania 29. That was the Living Colour singing him out. Juicy Usa. New Day WrestleMania 32. Undertaker WrestleMania 36. Triple H WrestleMania 30. Roman Reigns WrestleMania 40. Roman Reigns 39. That's the best one yet. Juicy Usa, you have won me over. Congratulations. And the last one, Burt Angle, Triple H WrestleMania 29. Triple H and Stephanie McMahon WrestleMania 34. The Undertaker WrestleMania 29. That was with all the caskets on the on top, and they were going through them. And then when CM Punk left, I remember them cutting the CM Punk one out. AJ Styles, WrestleMania 36, and Randy Orton, WrestleMania 30. All great comments. Thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate it. Ted, back to you, mate.
Wow, some random ones there.
Questionable there. Questionable there.
Some big questionable ones. This week's, we are doing Wrestlemania matches. I am just going to put a disclaimer on there and say there is a couple from 35 and 33.
What?
I'm guessing there's gonna be stuff in the
No
comments, so I'm just calling it out before it gets there and say there are my view is screwed.
I don't think there'll be anything in the comments.
But if they are, they're my favourite manias because I went and say tough shit, deal with it.
I never know.
When did you go to a WrestleMania?
So let's move past that, and we're gonna move on to number 5. And say, JB, I'm gonna go to you first. And say, what's your number 5, my mate?
Matches. I've got Ray, Kurt, Orton. Ray wins the big one.
Oh, good pick.
Just for obvious reasons. Obviously, that was just after we lost Eddie, and this was meant to be Eddie's big one to win. But to give it Ray, and he did a full-on homage to Eddie. So yeah, that's my number 5.
Mateus?
This was so hard to do, you know.
You look like you're struggling, mate. It looks like
I've
it's
got
tough.
a list. I did the list straight after we were done, and then it came on before and quickly changed around a few. The matches have all stayed the same. My number 5, I don't know which one to choose out of the three they've had. Is Triple H and Undertaker.
Oh,
I like the Hell in a Cell one. I think 27's better than 28 myself, where Undertaker has to be carried out. However, I'm going to go with WrestleMania 17.
Fantastic choice.
That was the height of Triple H.
Yeah, it was.
And the American Badass. Obviously pre-invasion. Well, kind of started the invasion because Shane bought WCW. It was just sick. The match was sick. It was no holds barred. And the story was Taker's never been beat, so Triple H wanted to try and do it. I think that's better than the other two they've had. I mean, that's my opinion. Other people will obviously disagree and say the Hell in a Cell match was probably the best, like Callum. And I know Tomo will probably say the same. But for me, 17 was the best one they've had.
So
it'd be between 17 and the Hell in the Cell for me. They're the top.
I haven't got a Taker match in my list.
Okay.
Because I couldn't decide on one.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I do have.
There's a lot of them that were great. I was thinking maybe the one with Bray, and I was looking at the ones with Triple H and the ones with Shawn and stuff like that. And I just went, you know what? It's too hard to pick just one. Taker WrestleMania.
Originally, there was that number 5 was the 5-5 Funhouse match.
Oh,
and then it got changed to the Boneyard match between AJ and Taker.
Yeah.
And then I sat there and went, if I'm being perfectly honest, the match I've watched the most, next to my number 1, is probably that one.
Do you want to know something? I have just, ladies and gentlemen, I have just changed my number 5 to the Firefly Funhouse because I love that match. I love that match. I was just doing my first wrestling podcast at the time, with a few of my other friends, and we all sat and watched Mania together. And then we didn't live react at that point. We were just talking between us, and that was the match I was looking forward to from that Mania, and it didn't disappoint. It was just an assassination of John Cena. It was just a picking apart of his character, and it was great. It was like Bray warned us about this Cena we're getting now all the way back then.
JBL did it first.
In
2005, he did it first.
But Bray,
Ali stabbed him, but we don't talk about that.
Yeah, exactly.
We fucking do. We don't stop on this channel.
I feel like I need to do a short
Justice
video.
for Cena.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so good. It just calling out, Braid's calling out everything about his character was just mint and so different for its time. And but yeah, for me, that's the best sort of theatrical. What's the fucking word for it? Cinematic match. That WWE have done.
Jeremy Borash was the main guy doing that, wasn't he? That and the Boneyard match.
He smashed
He
it.
did it a lot with TNA with the Broken Matt Hardy stuff.
Yeah, if you watch the documentary, I think they had an interview with Bray, and he credited Jeremy Borash and Pritchard for giving him so much freedom with them.
Yeah.
He barely tweaked anything. Every now and then they just asked to do this a little bit differently. It wasn't like massively cut that out or anything. It was just like, try it this way for us.
Do you know what's really sad? The fact we can't go back and watch that documentary. Because it's not on Netflix.
Yeah, I know. But we could find it.
Oh, yeah.
Means and ways. And ways. The fellas have means and ways.
Properly. There's no way I was watching it.
No. And this is my issue with Netflix. And it was my issue with the network as well. We didn't get everything that we were promised. And we're still not getting everything we were promised. But hey, that's a different video, a different day.
Yeah. But yeah, so number 4, I will go first this time. I went for Seth Rollins versus Triple H at Mania 33. It was the student. It was the student versus the master. At the time, Seth were on fire at that point. Most over person, I'd probably say, in WWE at that point. It was just a sick match from start to finish. 2 of the best to ever do it. Locking horns in one of like the dream encounters. I'd say that was like Attitude. Like when people look at dream matches from Attitude to now, I'd say Seth versus Triple H is one of the ones that are up there for me. I've seen that live.
The takeover thing as well, when Seth came out on Takeover.
Yeah,
it was like the show's called Takeover, right? Was sick.
One of my favourite moments from Takeover history, of NXT's history, of him breaking it out through the crowd in his jeans, is one of my favourite moments of that.
Sick. John, number 4?
You go first, Matt. I've just got a little sound issue my side.
Okay. No, I'm not going to change it. I'll stick to what I was going to do. It's Edge versus Mick Foley, WrestleMania 22.
Oh, solid pick. I like that.
I was going to change it to the 5-5 Funhouse match. However, I'll keep it as what I said. It was fucking Mick Foley's moment that he wanted. And the flaming table, what else do you need? Do you know what I mean?
So there's a moment as well on one, I can't remember what, it might have been on Holy Foley or something when they were watching stuff back, or it might have been an interview with him, or it might be one of his stand-up shows when Mick talks about this match. So obviously Mick is like, he's not at his peak, should we say, and he goes through the fire and the table, and at the end of the match, obviously he goes backstage and family's there, Mrs. Foley's there, and the first thing Mrs. Foley says to him is Edge okay? Yeah. Is Adam okay going through that table on fire? Not him. Not are you okay? Is Edge okay after going through the table on fire?
That's meant. I like that.
It showed how much Mick means to Edge, because Edge decided that run, he was going to give everything to make Mick, to give Mick his moment that he deserved. Saying I respect Edge so much for that. Say massively.
Greatest of all time, hardcore legend. Edge.
JB?
So this one's a little bit left field, but it's one of my favourite WrestleMania, and I forgot it off my moments last week. It's a proper feel-good moment that I lasted probably one night, because I believe in the next night on Raw, it was taken away for it was.
I know what you mean.
Woo, woo, woo. You know it.
Yeah.
Zack Ryder winning the IC title in the ladder match and celebrating with his dad and stuff. I wasn't a Zack Ryder guy. I like Cardona now, but I wasn't Zack Ryder. But that was a proper feel-good gave me his WrestleMania moment, and it was excellent. But then I'm sure
The Miz won it back the next night.
I was thinking Miz or Dolph won it the next night.
Yeah, Miz.
Yeah, Miz.
Bollocks,
Unfortunately.
Right, would you remember I was pissed when Jay lost it after 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
I was double that seeing Zack lose it the next night to the Miz.
I think I was pissed off
mate.
for an hour and then I was done.
Oh, I was fuming. Fuming about it.
Because at the time, the Intercontinental was dead in the water anyway.
I was hoping Zack was going to rejuvenate Zack's career as well at that time, because he was a bit stale too.
Miz rejuvenated, didn't he? As
usual. But yeah, the ladder match for the IC WrestleMania 32, I believe it's right. I have to check it up properly.
Owens first Mania, that wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Owens and Sammy was in that match.
Who is next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
Number 3, John.
So I have changed this one. So I've now put in the Firefly Funhouse match at number 3. All said above stuff, but that was COVID, and I've said it a million times. I was locked in during COVID, and I had TV as my best friend. And that WrestleMania will always be special to me, because that gave me 2 days worth of entertainment. And then getting to see Bray at his best, I would say, doing what he wanted to do creatively, and working with John, and John doing something other than being Fruity Pebbles, John Cena, for a match. Yeah. And his 6 moves of doom was great. And then obviously like doing the NWO stuff, and obviously now like we've said, Bray warned us after JBL warned us that we'd get this Cena. It's one of my wishes now that I wish that Bray was still around to work with John Cena as a heel. It just to sort of go like, I told you. Told you to come to this.
We should get Bo.
Bo should work with him. It'd be good if he worked with Bo. And I really hope that they do something with Bo in him, just like a little nod to Bray.
So what would be really good is at the end, knowing John Cena's coming up for the end of his year, if Bo, like, there's been no interaction between him and Howdy, and then right at the end he goes, like, Bo turns up as Uncle Howdy and goes, "You've escaped from where we put you, and we're putting you back there," and Bo takes him back out and puts him back in because he disappeared after that, kind of for a while. So I'd love for Bo to put him back.
Oh, they what they did with Braun, and we knew it's a bit hard because it was Eddie Hardy's compound, wasn't it, with the river?
Yeah.
When he throws him into the river again, and he comes back out as full on Fruity Pebbles John Cena, acting like he's not. He doesn't even remember being here.
Yeah.
Back when Matt Hardy broke him out, it was just like, wonderful.
But yeah, number 4, Firefly Funhouse.
That's your number 3.
3, yes, 3.
Matt, do you want to go next, or do you want me to go?
My number 3 is Cody versus Roman.
That was my number 3.
That's not even in my top 5.
I think it set off a new era in WWE. The match itself, but it was a good match. Cody needed the Avengers to beat Roman Reigns, but it is what it is at the end of the day.
Let's get Stone Cold to help him lose to John Cena this year.
Yeah. And Roman's going to get beat by Punk. Yeah, the match, it meant so much to me, that match. That match meant so much to me, because, as you all know, I'm fucking an emotional cunt, and I cried, and I still cry when I watch it. But, like, it was just so good. Like, WrestleMania 40 as a whole was a good WrestleMania. There's probably, the USO match was probably a bad match.
Yeah,
like
that's the only bad match.
The rest of it was a great WrestleMania, and probably one of the best since probably 35. And even 35 is a drag. Bath, I know you different for you, but watching it at home was a drag, and rewatching it back is a drag. But that match is just... It was my number 2. But there's something that I think is better than that.
So my number 3 is... Which way do I do this? Actually, I'll stick with the list I've made because that's how I felt. I have gone for Shawn Michaels, Mr. WrestleMania versus Kurt Angle at Mania 21. It was just a masterpiece from start to finish. It was so good. And to see that Shawn, in that run at the start of things, didn't think he could go anymore. And then he pulled 27 minutes out against probably one of the best that there was about at that point. So I'd probably say that's peak Kurt Angle. I'd say as well. And
WWE, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Pete Kurt's definitely TNA.
Yeah.
Kurt's the best Kurt we've ever got.
But yeah, Shawn and Kurt an absolute banger. And he just finishes with that ankle lock where he locks it in for ages, and you think Shawn's just floundering around and just selling it so well. And then he eventually just knows that he has to. That literally one move that's they were equal all the way through, and Kurt just got that one move better than him, and he had to tap out. It was just a brilliant match. It's one of my favourite matches. Like,
so
anytime.
Ask me, name, because I got asked it the other day, name me probably the 3 best wrestling matches in WrestleMania history. That's my number 2. My number 1 I'll always pick is Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho, WrestleMania 19. And then it's that. I think both matches are sort of Shawn in it. But Jericho and Angle are 2 of the best as well. And it shows that Shawn can do anything with anyone.
Yeah, exactly.
The third one is up in the air, what you think. But yeah, that's such a fucking...
The first 2 are mint.
The build up to it as well was mint.
Yeah, it was. It was great. But number 2, I'll go first because I don't think I've gone first yet.
I've not gone first yet.
Oh no, it's you that's not gone first yet. I do apologise. There you go, Matt.
My number 2 is Austin, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock at WrestleMania 17. There's nothing that needs the promo package before it. My way.
I've seen so many videos this week because they've been playing again somewhere in Europe.
Yeah, they're in Manchester.
And the amount of people I've seen in the crowd with the phones up with the
promo. Yeah, My Way promo package, the match itself, and then Vince coming down, and you're thinking, what the fuck's going on here? And Stone Cold sides with the devil. JR going off his rocker. And then the next night on Raw, Triple H joins him. And you have the 2-men power trip, and it's like, mate, you just... How are these two who've hated each other so long? He even tried to run him over. Well, he planned it to get him run over by Rikishi.
He did it for The Rock.
Rikishi did it for The Rock, but Triple H did it to get rid of fucking Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Like, it was just a masterpiece, that match. And it was that WrestleMania... We'll get into WrestleMania soon, but that WrestleMania is fucking epic.
Yeah, it is.
But that's my number 2.
My number 2 is Batista versus Triple H at Mania 21. It was the crowning moment of all this tension that had been building up for months in Evolution. It then led to like the Elimination Chamber, one of the best moments with Triple H feigning that he were hurt to sit back in the corner and let Batista get pinned, and it was just building, and it was like a pressure cooker, and it was just building and building until that contract sided, where like
he could go and face JBL on SmackDown
or Triple H at Raw.
Yeah.
And it's the thumbs up, and then the like that, and that powerbomb through that table is one of the most brutal powerbombs I've ever seen. Batista made it look like that was just months of pent up frustration, he absolutely just drilled him clean through that table, and it looked so good. And then, obviously, we had the Cena moment early on in the night, when Cena won. But I feel out of the two matches, Batista's match against Triple H, the build was just tremendous, and it was just a great match. Like Triple H, like Matt will attest.
I thought when you started to say Batista Triple H, you were going to give me Blue Tista.
Oh,
Triple H
no.
pulled his earring out.
Oh,
Jesus,
35.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that I prefer the build up to Cena and JBL, personally.
Oh, okay.
But it's very hard to choose between the two. But Batista and Triple H is such a good fucking main event.
Yeah,
It
it
was
is.
unreal. And then Trip JR at the angle and the Beast has been unleashed at WrestleMania was just iconic. JR for you when he was passionate. Not sounding
Exactly.
dead in the water. John?
Number 2 for Mr. JB.
Seth Orton. The Super RKO.
Yes.
It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite WrestleManias. It's one of my favorite matches of all time. It's just such a good match. It opened up the night, and obviously what happened later in that night stole the show. But that RKO.
I just love how they didn't think that were going to work. Like, it didn't work.
So beautiful.
It was Autumn. Autumn was saying it wasn't going to work.
Yeah. And Seth was like, hang on a minute, hold my beer. And then he absolutely just pinged it out of the park.
Yeah. I remember the next day, obviously, I had a handful of people that spoke about wrestling and work. And I wasn't talking about him cashing in that night. I was talking about that RKO.
Yeah, the RKO was sick.
Yeah, it was.
And it's still one of the matches that I'll go back and watch randomly. Well, I'll watch that Mania randomly. But yeah, Seth Orton, Super RKO.
Ooh, number 1. I think we've all got different. I think my number 1 is Taker versus Shawn Michaels, Mania 25. From the entrances to the match itself, it's just bangs all the way through. It's such a tremendous match.
To the pen, to the king. Where's my king? No, sorry.
KSI get a free shout out from the fellas. But yeah,
don't want any Prime KSI, keep it, it's fine.
I do, please. The blue one.
A green one for me. But yeah, it was just a tremendous match. It was just so good. The whole build of it. I was torn between this and 26 because I love the build for 26 as well.
Yeah.
With the Elimination Chamber popping up through the grates of the Elimination Chamber.
Well, I started the Rumble, didn't it? He didn't win the Rumble.
It's just that floundering for the ropes. It's so good. It's like Shawn was just on fire. I watched. I've got some recency bias from this because I watched the rivalry thing with Triple H and Shawn, and hearing how down and unsure Shawn Michaels was about himself is to like where that went is just. It's just crazy. The guy thought he couldn't go anymore. To what he actually did. The rivals he had when he came back. It's just mind blowing.
But yeah, he's still climbing the ring in Jeddah. DX.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that. What happened there? I don't remember that. It's like Taker Goldberg. Everyone talks about. I don't remember that match. That match never happened. Don't know what you're going to do.
I'll send you some links.
No, please don't.
No. So there's a few actually. There's the Goldberg versus Undertaker. There's the Fiend versus Goldberg. Actually,
what match?
Actually,
well, I'll send you the link to that one.
Hang on a second. Who's Goldberg? I don't know.
I'll tell you one that's dead random, and this is twisting off. But I'll tell you one that's dead random that happened: Rusev versus Undertaker in the casket match. Super Showdown in Australia. Why the fuck did that happen? Why was that a thing? That was
Fucking hell.
so random. It's unreal.
Jesus.
Anyway,
But yeah,
John,
yeah,
number
it's
one.
a sick match. It's a John. You're on to you, mate.
If I say the Mania, you'll probably get it.
Oh,
Go on.
20.
Yeah, it's the same as mine then. Or have you got the other one?
I've got the other one.
Okay.
I've got Eddie versus Kurt.
Yeah.
Eddie getting his WrestleMania moment. I can't sit here and hand on heart say every week or every other week Eddie Guerrero's my favourite all-time wrestler and not have his crowning moment as my favourite WrestleMania match of all time.
it was such a good match.
I've just finished 20 as well. And the event
Kurt
is
had a
actually good.
run of manias, like where he smashed out the park. He had this, and then he went on to have that Shawn
No,
Michaels match.
before he had the 20,
afterwards.
he had Lesnar.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
I
Kane
think down the
year
line
before.
when we do the like we'll get to a point where we go maybe to unappreciated wrestlers within companies and like WWE or whatever. I think Kurt will go down as one of the most underappreciated wrestlers in WWE.
Always.
He did a job for them every time, but it felt like Vince just like to keep him held back a little bit instead of letting him go full. And then when he got to TNA, minus the Percocets, he got his lead taken off.
Yeah.
And he's showing his true potential. The intensity and stuff like that came out more.
That and the drugs.
And the drugs, yeah. But they could have started WWE as well. But yeah.
Mateus is saying, but yeah.
Go on. Matt, I know yours there, Matt. Yours is
mine's WrestleMania 20 as well, but I said it last week about this certain person, and I am mentioning him again. It's the main event of WrestleMania 20. I said it last week. It's my favourite match of all time at WrestleMania. Chris Benoit versus Shawn Michaels versus Triple H. All because no one thought Chris Benoit would actually win the world title. And again, disclaimer, we are talking about the wrestler, not the man in personal life. We're talking about the wrestler, Chris Benoit. I said it last week.
This is where we need to do. It's the character, Chris Benoit.
Yeah, we say it all the time. That's why no one mentions it.
Yeah.
He was my favourite wrestler at the time. I absolutely loved him. Everything he did, it was gold. The Royal Rumble win, the build up to WrestleMania, thinking he ain't winning. Who beats Triple H and Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania? No one.
Vince's guys.
Bar Undertaker. Like, you didn't think it was possible, and then he does it, and he taps trips out after hitting the cripple across face, rolling through it, and you think Triple H is going to get out of it and hit the pedigree, and he keeps it on, and he taps, and then at the end Eddie comes out, and they have the moment. It's just iconic, and as much as we don't talk about certain moments and that certain person in light, I have to in that moment. It's my favourite WrestleMania match. Every time I watch it, I get goosebumps. More than I get goosebumps with Cody and Roman.
Good pick. Very good pick, mate.
But that change between Austin and Rock and Benoit, Triple H and Shawn, but after what I said last week, I couldn't put it any other position than one.
Yeah. So there's our lists. I think we've all smashed it with them. That's a good list. So now let's move on to you. What's your favourite matches at Mania? Go and put your thoughts in the comments. And but yeah, as you can see from behind us, the new backgrounds that Matt has done, where you can see all the places where you can find the fellas. And we are the Wrestling Fellas everywhere. Say on all those platforms. Go and give us a follow, a subscribe, and go and join the Discord. Go and like the Facebook page. Go and follow us on X. Go and follow us on Instagram, where you may be seeing some new content. Over there. From when I'm away. So I will probably be putting up photos and stuff from my trip on there, just so you've got something to see there, because it's something we don't rarely use, and I think that'll be a good use of it. But yeah, so next week we are going to be doing our favourite manias in general, just general manias, which I'm looking forward to seeing what the fellas are. I think there's probably some hints to things that we played this week. But yeah, as always, hope you guys have a great week, and we'll see you later. Peace.